haven't even had a chance to look through them yet. But I have very high hopes based on the first photo that I see that's just kind of up on the screen. The shoe went absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and
sir, what is up, everybody?
He helps me out a ton just behind the scenes with
We
stuff.
are
and also
here
a really dope
for
creator.
a little
So
yap session
awesome
and some
guy.
work.
Highly recommend you guys go show him some love. I'll link his IG down below. But for me, right now, it is actually 9:04.
Tegelijkertijd kijken we gewoon even rustige YouTube-video's.
With everything with the shoot. So I need to catch up on emails. Then I'm going to start working on these photo edits. But first things first here, we got to go with my new current obsession, which is a Diet Coke Lime. I don't think I've talked about it yet on the YouTube channel. I've talked about it, I know, on IG and TikTok, but this might be the best diet soda, or at least it's up there ever. Big lime guy. So this truly might be a 10 out of 10. But days like this honestly are a little bit tricky, especially being away from my email and just notifications. I feel like I have a million messages and emails to kind of get back to. But you know, these are the moments we ask for.
What's up, Soul?
This is what it's all about. So gonna get a little bit of work done, and then I'll check in with you guys here a little bit later, because I think it's gonna be one of those nights. It's definitely gonna be one of those nights.
Hoe's leven, bro? Hoe's leven?
Alright guys, so checking in a little bit later. It is currently
Ja, tranquilo man, tranquilo.
In the morning. A little bit of a late night here. But I am completely caught up on my emails and just all my messages and stuff, just since I was away from my phone and email pretty much all day long. And I went through all the photos that we shot today. We shot 1,700 photos. But I made my selects, so tomorrow I can start editing
Jawel,
them.
straks man.
But spoiler,
Straks. Ik moet eerst eventjes nog wat
right
shit
now,
afmaken
I'm
voor
on
werk.
a couple more things to get delivered this week
En daarna gaan we
you
op de
guys the
Pokémon
entire
grind.
walkthrough, because a couple of things I have in right now are still samples, so there's a couple things that are slightly off, like logo
Ja, ook
sizes,
weer op werk aan
etc.
het strijden.
So waiting on those to come in, and then I'll give you guys an entire walkthrough, so it'll probably be some of the next clips that are in this vlog that you guys are currently watching. But I am just beyond stoked on how everything has turned out. This is the biggest drop ever, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. But right now, everything is just kind of moving at 1,000 miles per hour between brand deal work, between organic content for myself, and then obviously lab culture with everything Black Friday going on. It's just a crazy time of the year, especially with just kind of Q4 in general. But you know, these are all things that I wanted and have asked for,
nice,
and
man.
it's pretty incredible.
Kan je alweer streamen of nog steeds
the way
niet?
it is right now. And actually, that phone call that I had earlier today with my management, I think Dan grabbed a clip of it in the truck, but we actually just locked in the biggest brand deal I have ever done, and it's a big one. So very exciting.
Damn.
There's just so much to be grateful for these days.
Dat is wel
and
fucked
I
up,
feel like
man.
I keep saying that in every
Helemaal
video,
dat het zo
but it's
lang
pretty
moet duren.
surreal just kind of how everything's playing off right now. One thing about that, and it actually kind of ties in to the entire kind of theme of this next collection for Black Friday, and that was kind of unintentional, but it's just my life. But this entire collection is actually called Separation Hours, and that's kind of a term that I've used within my content before, both here on YouTube,
Dat is
also on my other
zeker
socials,
zo.
and it's a little bit self-explanatory, but kind of what
Maar
it means to
blijf wel
me
fucked up.
truly
Ga niet voor
is
je.
moments like this that I'm actually living right now. The fact that it's 1:19 in the morning, I'm up working on this stuff because it has to get done with the timelines that I have set for myself, and also have been set with other things and partners that I'm working with. And these are the moments that truly are, in my opinion, the separation hours. They are what separates you from everyone else in your niche or crowd or career, whatever kind of path you're on. I would have absolutely loved to go to bed a couple hours ago. I would have loved to just sit on the couch and watch football tonight or NBA or whatever. Or
Ja,
honestly
gaat goed
play the new
komen,
Call of
gaat
Duty
goed
that just
komen.
dropped. But instead, I got some big goals to chase. One for myself and my career, and then also everything I'm trying to build with lab culture, you know? And I don't think a lot of people are willing to sacrifice the time that it takes to do some of these things. And I think this is truly what it takes to kind of take yourself to that next level that not everyone is kind of willing to sacrifice to get there. And I've said this before, but I truly think that anyone that has a high level of success in whatever field it is has these different points or chapters of their life like this, where there's a lot of separation hours going on, because it takes a lot of sacrifice now to build this life that I want to have at some point. And I feel like it's been a lot of work over the last, 5+ years. And I truly feel like I'm starting to see some of the things really start to click. So yeah, that's truly kind of the main theme around this collection, and I feel like it really hits home with me, and hopefully it's something you guys can relate to as well, because I know a lot of you are also on, you know, your own career path or creative journey, whatever it might be. But just know, I truly think moments like this is what it takes to really separate yourself from everybody else and actually get you to that next level. So yeah, with all that being said, you guys know I can yap, but I need to get back to work. I'm gonna try to go to bed by about 2 a.m. this morning. I actually have to get my blood work done at 8:30 in the morning. Is this sustainable forever? No, probably not, but it's what I have to do right now, and that's just what this season and chapter of life is right now. I know I'm not the only one that feels this. I know I'm not the only one who is kind of working towards their goals. So I'm gonna knock this stuff out. I'll catch up with you guys here shortly and kind of walk you through everything that will be dropping in this next collection. I can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, guys, I want to walk you through the full collection for Lab Culture that will be dropping on Black Friday. And this is our biggest drop ever by far. And this actually will also be our first sale ever. My goal is to try to get as many pieces of Lab Culture into people's hands as possible. So we're trying to do it big this year. Now, first things first, every single item on the website will be on sale. And that includes our brand new 8-piece collection that will be dropping on Black Friday. And discounts will be all the way up to 35% off, which is crazy. And on top of that, we have the OG Orange Trucker Snapback. People ask about this more than anything. The first 50 orders placed on Black Friday will receive the Orange Trucker Snapback for absolutely free. And you can't even buy this thing individually. So if you want this, you better be fast in one of the first 50. So I want to show you guys the new 8-piece collection that is called Separation Hours. We got 3 t-shirts, 2 hoodies, 1 pair of shorts, and then 2 pairs of socks. The first shirt is what I have on right now. This is kind of like our signature graphic. It's actually dropping in a t-shirt as well as a hoodie with one slight variation. Let me take a new one out so you guys can see it. So on this one, we got that left chest on the front, little hourglass in the LC. And as far as this color goes, it's kind of an infrared, so it's between kind of an orange and a red, and it looks incredible. On the back, we have this giant graphic that says these are the separation hours, and just an absolutely incredible design. And then the next t-shirt we have right here, again, front left chest, we got the LC skull with the LC on top, and then Roman numerals for the year this was founded. And then the back graphic again goes crazy. Separation hours, danger, bunch of cool little details in there. So this one, it's hard to pick a favorite, but this one is sick. And then this is our third shirt dropping in this collection, and this is actually our first front graphic for Lab Culture as far as like a large graphic goes, and I think it turned out amazing. On the back, we just have a small little LC up top, and then I'm telling you guys, once you see the details in these graphics, you're gonna be blown away by them. And as far as sizing goes for the t-shirts, these are the exact same lengths as the Welcome to the Culture drop and the Creative Unit drop. So if you order something from that, it's gonna fit the same way. And if you didn't, all these shirts are slightly oversized. So I recommend just ordering true to size, what you normally do. And if you're in between sizes at all, I'd recommend going up a size just to be safe. So that is the 3 t-shirts. As you can tell, they're kind of all on like an acid wash style of t-shirt. And genuinely, I am so stoked on how these turned out. You guys will absolutely love them. Now for the hoodies, let me show you guys what we got. The first design is right here. And as I mentioned, we had to throw this graphic on the hoodie, and it looks so good on a hoodie. But to kind of switch it up,
Yo,
on the
Derek.
t-shirt, how we have this
man.
front
Goed,
chest logo.
geen probleem.
The hoodie actually has a center chest Lab Culture logo. And as you guys can tell, we got its own unique logo right there. So good. And then back by popular demand, all right? This is the Late Night Crew hoodie. We dropped this very early on in this year. I think it was January or February. And this is one of our most popular designs ever. Lab Culture, Late Night Crew, just a crazy, insane skull graphic. And then on the front, we have the Lab Culture center chest with the logo to match. Now, just a heads up, these are a different blank than our last hoodie drop, but I love how these turned out, and they're so incredibly soft, and they have a very nice oversized fit. So in the t-shirts, I wear a 2XL. The hoodie, I also wear a 2XL. That's what I wear in pretty much every brand. So again, I would recommend ordering true to size, and I think you'll be happy with how they fit. That right there is the hoodie. Again, no drawstrings, just because I don't like those. Get those out of here. It's kind of like a tan with a slight hit of green maybe, but I'm obsessed with this color. I've been wearing this one like every single day. Moving on. Next up are the shorts that I have on right now. This is actually the only pair I have, so I can't really hold them up, but they are a black mesh short. We obviously have kind of the white striping on the ends. I think they turned out amazing. They look really good. We got the LC on one side, Got the Lab Culture logo on the other drawstrings with a gold tip. They're also double lined so they're not see-through, and I'm really happy with how these turned out. So these have been in the daily rotation for me personally, but one thing I will say is these do run a little bit tight. So if you're in between sizes at all, I'd recommend sizing up, or even if you just want to do a size up to be safe, I think you'll be good. Or if you want a little bit more of a snug fit, just go with your normal. But there will be a size chart on the webpage, which will help. But I love this style of a short, and I think this design looks super clean. It goes with everything. Perfect for the gym or just wearing casually. These are a good go-to. And then last but not least, the Lab Culture socks have honestly been a huge, huge hit. I'm telling you, if you haven't gotten a pair of these yet, when you do, you'll understand what I'm saying. These will be the most comfortable pair of socks you have in your closet. But I wanted to switch up the design a little bit. Previously we had the full Lab Culture logo on the side. Well, this time we are dropping them with this logo. So we have the LC logo on the side, black and white. And then if you guys have never ordered the socks before, we have the logos on either side up top. And then the little details, the toe box, instead of it saying dry fit, the toe box says Lab Fit. So we got the socks dropping in white and black. You can buy them individually, or you can buy each color in a 3-pack. So 3 white, 3 black, or individually. Now on top of the new collection, there will be a restock of a bunch of stuff on our website. We have a good amount of stuff restocking from the heavy metal drop, which was our previous one. We're restocking our most requested hats as well. So we got the black LC on the front right there, logos on the side, fully custom inside. So the black is coming back. We got the green coming back as well. And then also the camo absolutely went crazy, so we're bringing back a good amount of these as well. And then last but not least, we're restocking the mouse pads too, okay? So if you've never gotten a mouse pad, this is the shipping box, Lab Culture on the side, welcome to the culture on the box. Then when you take it out, boom, we have our signature mouse pad, and these have been a huge, huge hit. They look amazing. Lab Culture logo down in the side. And then this is our like signature Geo camo pattern, available in white, green, and blue. So we're bringing all of them back, and these will be nicely discounted. So if you've been thinking about one and been holding out, this is your chance. So that is everything that will be dropping for Lab Culture Black Friday 2025. Again, everything will be up to 35% off, including the new collection. First 50 orders get the orange trucker, and I'm gonna take a look around the warehouse and see what odds and ends might be left over from previous drops. I always keep a safety stock just in case of emergencies from past drops. So I'm gonna go through the archives and list anything on the website if there's anything left. So if that interests you at all, I would look on the website and be extremely quick, because some of this stuff is going to fly. As always, if you guys have any questions, drop a comment down below or shoot a DM over to the Lab Culture IG. The drop will be going live on November 28th at 11 a.m. CST, but early access will get you in at 10:30 a.m. CST. So sign up to early access, and for
it just lifts everybody else up, right? And people feed off their shot making ability and their playmaking. And you know, it was a great chance for us to continue to compete and become the team we want to be.
Another good dribble drive. Jaden Ross, a poster. Mullins with 3 fouls. Pull up, tough shot. How does he get that off?
Thinking that Texas game when I put that shot up, I mean, it's just one of those shots you kind of shoot in your backyard. You're counting down in your head. It's like 3, 2, 1. It's just one of the things that you kind of think of. I mean, I saw the clock at 2, and the ball was out past half court, and that's just those shots you kind of just practice on your own.
And getting a stop, Terrace made a big time block for us, and then we got out in transition and Mally found me for 3, and that's just what we want to do at UConn, is just get a stop, score, and really just build on and make a run during the game.
Like he shot it, I didn't even look at the rim. I was just sitting there. He was right in front of me. I was looking at him the whole time, and I had no question in my mind that it was going in.
You know, it was incredible. People were screaming and yelling, and you know, the place was rocking, and that's really, you know, who we play for when we step on the floor. You know, with the Husky Nation being behind us.
The non-conference was awesome for us. Just having played against so many great teams and being battle tested this early in the season is exactly what we needed. Just going through those experiences, playing in those neutral set environments, home environments, away environments, all those environments really tested us and helped us learn a lot. And we're able to get better from those games. We learned what we need to do better. We learned how to grow. we got more close together as a team, which is something important from the non-conference. And now we use the momentum that we created from the non-conference heading into Big East play.
It's a tough conference. It's hard to, be a champion in the Big East. You have to be mentally and physically tough every single night. You have to win, games on the road and go into tough environments. And I think ultimately for our team to become this year's champion, we have to just continue to utilize our depth. And I think our non-conference really helped us to kind of prepare for what we're about to experience here in the Big East and playing against the tough teams that we will every single night.
The biggest thing that coach has been talking about and our goals is just really the pursuit of winning championships. Going from Big East championship, definitely striving for that. Going into March and winning a national championship, definitely feel like we have the capabilities to do that. We have a really talented team this year, a lot of pieces, and our chemistry is just slowly building, and we still have so much more improvement to go too. So if we're doing this right now, I think we can be even better come March.
We got really big goals here at UConn. We got really high standards, as you can see from past teams. So we know that every single day when we come in here, it's going to take everything 100% on and off the floor, whether that's in the film room, in the weight room, on the court, in the training room. We know it's going to take everything to get what we need.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is shaping up to be the perfect day. First of all, windows are cracked open. It is a crisp, cool Saturday fall morning. It's beautiful outside. We got college football on the TV. When you guys are watching this video, it's officially drop week. And I got some very exciting things to show you guys and tell you about in this video. Not to mention, we just posted one of my favorite brand deals I've ever done. Now, you can debate me all you want, but fall time, I think, is truly the best season. And today is going to be a great day. Now, if you guys didn't know, we are entering Q4, which is usually kind of the busiest time of the year for what I do, especially with tech-related content. If you know how I mentioned I did a brand deal this morning, it was actually on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. They actually sent this out to me a couple months ago, and I know I've talked about that before, but this is now actually my second campaign I've done for a Samsung product, which is pretty exciting. But I'm actually really happy with how that video turned out. I went downtown, shot all around downtown Chicago yesterday, filmed it, edited it, and sent it off for approvals, and they approved it in 1 hour. And then I posted it this morning. So kind of crazy quick turnaround, but something I thought I would share is that this, check out the color of that. It's pretty similar to the deep blue iPhone 17 Pro Max, which, yes, I do now have the blue iPhone and not the orange, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But as I mentioned, this is starting to be such a busy time of the year for me, and it's one of those weeks where a bunch of kind of products and things are lining up and piling up at the same time. That's how doing content is. You'll have kind of a slower week, and then there's like 6 things to do in the same week. But I got a bunch of new stuff in, some brand deals, some just gifted products. I figured I'd show you guys some of the stuff that you haven't seen yet. And also, I should say, because again, it's now drop week when you guys are watching this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through everything that's dropping in this next Lab Culture collection a little bit later in this video. So in case you're wondering what all is dropping, this hat along with some other fire stuff, so stay tuned for that. This is actually a new gaming chair I just got in for a future deal. This will actually not be dropping till around Black Friday, which is crazy. We're working that far out in advance right now. So sneak peek here, but you'll see some content on that later on Vertical Socials. Then this is actually a cool one that came in, is from the brand Nothing. You guys have seen them. They make really cool phones. They make other really cool stuff too. This is from their, I think their sub brand called CMF. So this is their kind of like budget line, I believe. But they sent out some of their new headphones, which are cool. I'm excited to try these out. So this is their headphones. I think these are around like $100, which is kind of crazy. So I'll definitely have to try these out and see how they are. But yeah, shout out to them. They also sent out some more ear cushions for them if you want to switch it up. And then I've actually heard great things about these. I'm excited to try these out. This isn't for a brand deal or anything. These are just, they gifted them. These are called the Ear 3s, I believe. We're just gonna unbox this together. I just decided right now here on the spot that we aren't gonna film a vertical for this. sometimes that's how it is. You gotta decide if you're gonna film vertical or not. But yeah, they make some really, really cool tech, especially like transparent stuff, which I love, like transparent retro looking tech. Even this case is sick. But I've been wanting to try out some of their stuff, so excited to actually do that. So yeah, shout out to Nothing for sending out some of the new stuff. I'm excited to kind of try these out. And then let me show you a couple other things here. So a couple brand deals right now that are in the works, which I guess I should say the reason why I want to share this and show you guys some of the stuff is because, you know, as I'm trying to just kind of document more and more what my life is like being a full-time content creator and business owner and all this stuff I'm doing, I think it's kind of cool just to see the behind the scenes for other creators that I enjoy watching. So that's kind of my goal with this. So hopefully you guys like seeing this. Also, by the time this video comes out, some of the stuff might already be posted anyways, but this is actually a brand deal I'm going to be doing with a brand called Zenni, which I've actually heard great things about and have some friends that use their products. And now that I've used them, I'm actually a big fan. But they do blue light glasses, specifically is what this project's going to be about, which you guys know. If you're in the lab like me, we're staring at a screen pretty much all damn day. So that's definitely something that's right up my alley. Excited for that. And then I think these are out now, so I can show these, but 2 different videos with Anchor, which you guys know. I feel like I've done probably like over 10 videos with Anchor now over the last few years. So I love their stuff. I use them all the time. Even when we don't do deals, I buy their products and use them. So it's just a super natural integration for me. And whenever things like that can line up, that's the dream. You know what I mean? So I still to this day have not done a brand deal and don't plan to do a brand deal for anything that I do not already use, wanted to use, enjoy using now that I've tested it out, or think that someone like you in my audience could benefit from using it. That is my criteria for partnerships when it comes to me and my pages, and I think that's kind of the right way to go about it. All right, now I briefly want to talk about this, and the reason why I say briefly is because we're going to talk about this more in probably the next YouTube video, okay? But I want to touch on it now because it kind of sets things up for the future. And also I have to unbox these, so I figured I might as well share a little bit about it now, but we'll talk more in depth about it in probably the next video. I think the next one or the one after. And what that is why I now have the blue, the deep blue iPhone 17 Pro Max instead of the orange. Now to try to keep this a long story short, as you guys know, I've been covering Apple content from the very start of this channel. And even way back in the day, right? I worked at the Apple Store in 2011, 2012. And Apple products is actually a key piece as to why I started making personal content on the side of full-time job, creating content for YouTube or Instagram or whatever platforms. Well, as you guys know, I dropped a couple videos around the new Apple launch within the last month. And if you remember, I talked about how that was kind of my first time really doing a large Apple launch the way I actually wanted to. I'm no longer working a full-time job, so I could go as hard in the paint as I wanted to. So yeah, the first week, I think I put out 12 vertical videos, 2 full-length YouTube videos, 1 being sponsored, and 2 photo carousels, which for me, I think that's a really big accomplishment. Also, I think they were still very high quality. It wasn't like I was just rushing to get like, I don't know, BS out. Well, happy to say that Apple noticed and they actually sent me a bunch of stuff. So Apple sent me out the iPhone 17 Pro Max, a 2 terabyte in the deep blue color, the brand new Apple Watch Ultra 3, the brand new AirPods Pro Generation 3. To go along with that, we got the Apple crossbody strap, the iPhone fine woven wallet, and then the iPhone 17 Pro Max silicone case. Now, it's really hard for me not to talk about this more in depth right now. I promise you we will in the next video. So yes, my recent Apple content is definitely a reason why some of this stuff was sent out to me, but the real reason is because I'm actually going on a trip next week with Apple. From my knowledge, it seems like kind of the first of the kind project like this, and I guess by the time this video goes out, I will have already done that, so I will have already posted about it and stuff. But this could not be more of a dream opportunity in the activities that we're doing and the things we're doing. It's literally like if I made an event for myself. So I'm going to hold more info about all of this for the next video. You guys will see on my socials in the meantime. If you're just now watching this and maybe you missed it, go check my Instagram and stuff. Truly, truly beside myself. If you know me, you know how hard I've worked for some of these things. And I am truly just very grateful for the opportunities that are happening in my life right now. So, yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I feel like I've said in the last couple of videos, I feel like we're just right on the brink of like this breakthrough. And sometimes when things get the toughest,
you are the closest to that breakthrough happening. And I think that's when most people kind of stop and take their foot off the gas, and we're pedal to the metal to finish out the year. So, yeah, we won't talk anymore about this right this second. Just know I'm grateful for you guys, and this is going to be unreal. But the reason why I'm filming this clip now instead of just talking about it in the next video is because I actually want to unbox the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and use it today. And so you guys are going to get a little BTS of me actually setting up and filming this unboxing. So we're going to do that right now, as well as Apple just dropped the new Beats Fit Pro, which are arguably my favorite headphones to work out in. So I might unbox this too real quick. So I'll set up the camera, do a little BTS, and then we're waiting on one package to get delivered, and then we gotta talk some lab culture stuff too, because I am so hyped to show you guys this stuff. This is usually how I shoot my stuff. It's just not a crazy setup, great camera, great lighting, and then we're ready to rock. Apple just made my favorite workout headphones even better, so let's check them out. So these are the brand new Powerbeats Fit. All right, so first vertical done on the brand new Powerbeats Fit. These are my favorite workout headphones. If you wanna know my thoughts on them, go check out my vertical video. But these are absolutely amazing. And now we gotta unbox the, where is it at? The Apple Watch Ultra 3, which is still crazy to say. Apple sent me this, so yeah, let's unbox this next so I can get this thing actually set up and use it. All right, so don't mind the mess here, but I'm gonna give you guys the secret sauce how I film these unboxings, okay? So obviously I have my FX3 mounted up here. This is a Manfrotto overhead tripod. You could use a C-stand or something like that instead, but this is just what I've had over the years, and it works for me, and it's compact. I can break it down easily. And then I just use the microphone, the ECM M1, the Sony FX3, and that right there is how I shoot these unboxings. Also front camera test on the iPhone 17 Pro Max real quick. But yeah, you know, it's nothing that crazy and fancy, but it's easy, gets the job done. So going to knock out this unboxing real quick, but first I think we need a little sip of something. I'm gonna go with a little Bum Energy. Shout out to Dom and the boys. Iced tea lemonade. You guys know I love the Ghost iced tea lemonade. All right, I gotta film this. All right, so we got that filmed. We are now wearing the brand new Apple Watch Ultra 3. Shout out to Apple for hooking it up. What a crazy thing to be able to say. So right now, sadly, we're still waiting on these packages to get delivered. I think I have 5 boxes arriving today, some more even next week. But I think right now, we're gonna go hit a little apartment gym workout real quick, because I need those boxes to show you guys the entire walkthrough of the Lab Culture drop. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to get a quick workout in, test out these new Powerbeats Fit. I'm taking a few days off of running. I guess you guys haven't been updated on YouTube, but a few days ago I got more done on my leg from Blink. Shout out to Blink, the absolute GOAT, the greatest tattoo artist of all time. I guess I can show you guys real quick. Like, it's just a mess in here, so don't mind the mess. But as you can tell, we got this entire section here, this snake. We got this giant kind of sword on the back of my leg. If you know, you know. And then also up here, we got this T-Rex skull. So yeah, kind of working on this leg sleeve. Honestly, it really looks like a leg sleeve now, which if you didn't know, leg tats make you 10% faster at running. So that's truly the only reason I got this. Which I will say, when I got that huge piece done on the back of my knee, I was really careful about not running on it for almost a week, because that's such thin, fragile skin behind your kneecap. Like feel how thin that skin is. And when you're running, you know, you're bending your leg like thousands of times. So did not want to mess that one up at all, because I didn't want to go through the feeling of getting that done again. And it healed amazingly. The good thing about these ones is it's obviously on my leg, but those parts of your skin and leg aren't really stretching much. A little bit around your ankle, which by the way did not feel good. I should be able to get back to running here in a couple days, but I got that done like 2 days ago, so I'm not running on it quite yet. My ankle is so swollen right now still from just the blood, so we're just gonna do a quick little upper body pump. Shame, I know, we have to get a quick party pump in. So I'm going to hit the apartment gym for a quick little workout, try out the new Powerbeats Fit, and I'll let you guys know how they are. All right, so quick workout complete in the new Beats, and I gotta say, they not only look amazing, they feel way better. Also, I would say they sound better too. I feel like Beats are always known for good bass, and I would say that's the same here. Not too much, still sounds good overall. But like I said, these are my favorite workout headphones, and these just seem improved and way more comfortable. So I obviously didn't do anything too crazy today with my leg, so we'll have to try these out for a run soon. But overall, very, very happy. If you guys ever have issues with headphones staying in your ears when working out, I would definitely try these out. Alright guys, so just pulled up to the locker. If you aren't familiar with what this is basically where I do all the Lab Culture fulfillment. And as you guys probably saw, had to bring over 1 truckload of boxes for this next drop. There's still some more packages I need to bring over, and then I'm still waiting on a few more to get delivered this week. But these shelves are for the most part empty. So this week, over the next few days, I got to unpack everything, take inventory, and get everything prepped for this drop, which will be happening in the coming days when you guys are watching this video. So honestly, the sun is setting and it's about to go behind this building. So before it gets dark in here, I am pulling basically a sample of each item from this next drop. So I'm going to take this stuff home to show you guys and kind of give you the entire walkthrough. How many pieces are dropping, sizing, all that good stuff. But I'm so excited for this drop. You've probably seen me tease it within my content over the last couple of weeks, but it's so fire. I feel like we're just leveling up every single drop, and all of them are my favorite, but this might be a personal favorite, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I need to stop yapping. I'm going to take a quick inventory of these boxes, maybe organize a couple things, and then gonna take this stuff back to the office and give you guys the entire walkthrough. But one thing I will say, and if you guys are new here and you've been wanting to get some Lab Culture stuff, this drop is our last drop leading up to Black Friday. And I'm telling you right now, this drop specifically is absolutely fire, and it's very limited. Some of the pieces in this are even smaller inventory than some of our previous drops. This one is going to be extremely exclusive. So if you aren't yet, make sure you're signed up to our email list and also our early access. So hit the first link in the description below, because these things are going to move fast. I can promise you that. All right, guys, made it back to the lab. And as I mentioned, I want to walk you guys through everything that will be in this next Lab Culture drop, okay? Now, first of all, the drop date of this drop. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen right now. I don't want to say it out loud in case the date has to move around when I'm recording this. But this is when the drop is happening, okay? So add to your calendar. Make sure you join early access down below, because these drops are selling out usually within minutes. So in total, there's going to be 6 items dropping: 2 shirts, 2 hats, 1 pair of shorts, which is a new addition, and then 1 pair of socks. So real quick, let's just start out with the hats. So the first one is going to be this black one that you've seen me wear within my last couple of videos. As you can tell, that design on the front, I'm calling that our heavy metal logo. On the side, we got the LC to kind of match that font. Other side, 23, which was the year Lab Culture was founded. And then we have that gray under brim, as well as the custom inside lining. And then the second hat is actually the one on my head right now, but this is this year's camo hat, okay? Now, if you know me, you know I'm a huge camo guy, all right? So this one I took very seriously. This has actually been ordered now for months and months. Last year's camo hat went insane, so you better be quick for this one. This is super limited, and I don't know if these will ever come back. But on the front, we have the white LC, the core Lab Culture logo on the side, and then that Locked in the Lab on this side. And then of course that custom stitching inside as well. And also I should say both of these are snapbacks. And I've heard some people wanting some other styles of hats. That will be happening in the future, okay? So hang tight. But those are the 2 hats that are dropping, and I gotta say, I think they're 2 of the best ones yet. Now before the shirts, let me just show you guys the socks. Now these we're bringing back again. This is just the traditional Lab Culture crew sock, and I'm telling you, enough people have gotten these now. I'm not lying when I'm saying they will be the most comfortable pair of socks in your closet. They come with that. They come with that little Lab Culture branding, and then in traditional crew sock fashion, we got the core logo up top on both sides, and then if you guys know, you know, instead of it saying dry fit On the toe box, it says Lab Fit, you know, just a little tiny detail there. They're sold as a set of 1, and also you can get a pack of 3 for a slight discount. All right, now let's talk shirts, okay? So you guys have never ordered a shirt before. This is what you can kind of expect. We have the custom poly bag, welcome to the culture on there. And then when you take out the shirt, this one is so fire. This is one of my favorite shirts we've ever dropped. But as you can see, we have that front center chest logo. And this is actually slightly different than the logo that you see on this shirt or that's on the front of this. And then on the back, we have a stacked design of a bunch of different variations of this heavy metal font. I'm telling you, go check out Lab Culture's Instagram so you can see like some tighter shots and details of this. I would say it fits exactly the same of our last couple of t-shirt drops. So slightly oversized. I would suggest ordering what you're true to size with, or if you're in between sizes, I always suggest going up a size to be safe. And this color is kind of like a very, very, very dark brown. I would almost call it like a dirty black because it's that dark. Absolute fire. And then we gotta talk about the t-shirt, which I'm obviously wearing right now. But on the front here, we have that heavy metal font, Lab Culture EST 2023. And then on the back, we have the huge center graphic, Lab Culture, and then below it, it says create in silence. So I think it's such a clean look. And this is kind of similar to the last drop where I feel like you can kind of dress this up or down. Like I'm gonna take this on this trip to go to dinner with, or you could cut the sleeves off, take it to the gym, whatever. But as far as the blank goes on this one, it is actually slightly different from the long sleeve and also slightly different from the last 2 t-shirt drops, okay? So if you've ordered those, just keep this in mind. This one fits slightly larger than even the previous ones, okay? So if maybe you ordered an XL last time and it was a little tighter than you would like, order an XL again this time. This one is gonna be slightly larger. And also it's like a faded black color, and I don't know if you can see this on camera here, but it's slightly distressed on the edges, just to give it kind of a grungy look. So I would suggest if you want an oversized fit, order true to size. If you want it to be snug, maybe go down. And if you've never ordered anything from Lab Culture before, I would suggest just going true to what your normal size is and expect this to be a little bit oversized. And then last but not least, the shorts. So as you can see, we have that huge heavy metal font on the right leg, and I wanted it to be kind of that jumbo oversized look. I think it looks so good when it's on. It's double lined, so it's not see-through. Gold metal tip drawstrings. Let me throw them on real quick to show you guys. And there they are. This is why I wanted that wide angle lens there. So these are perfect for just wearing every day, obviously to the gym. And I will say I designed these how I personally like, which is a little bit on the shorter side. There will be a size chart on the website, but these are an XL, which is traditionally what I wear in athletic shorts. But they're about a 5 to 5.5 inch inseam, and these will be available in small all the way up to 3XL. So again, I would just suggest if you're in between sizes or not sure, I'd go up a size because you have drawstrings, you can make them a little bit tighter, but just keep that in mind. They're not gonna be like to your knee or below your knee, but also you got to keep in mind I'm 6'5", so they are short on me. They might not be as short on you. Sorry, Sooner. So yeah, that is all 6 items that's going to be dropping in this next collection. Like I said, make sure you guys sign up for our email list and also SMS early access. This drop specifically, some of these items are super limited, especially the shorts. So if you want your specific size or you want your best shot at getting your hands on these things, sign up for the email list, sign up for SMS early access. And for international people that can't sign up for SMS, make sure you join my personal update channel over on Instagram. I will drop the international password in there too. And one last time, I will put the date and time of this drop on the screen right now. And I know I keep saying it, but you've been warned. Once these things are gone, they are gone. Be quick. So to kind of close out this video, and honestly what I'm going to be working on the rest of the day is packing up for this trip tomorrow morning. It's still pretty surreal that Apple is flying me to Colorado for this event. But yeah, you know, I think if I can leave you with one message here, it's the fact that, you know, if you have these goals and dreams to work with these brands or to live a certain lifestyle or maybe to get sent something from a brand you really love. I used to be the exact same way, and it took me absolutely years to get to that point. And there's still a lot of brands I'd love to work with or get in contact with, which I haven't yet. But one thing's for sure, if you don't start working towards it, it'll never happen. So, you know, use me as a prime example of I've had my eyes set on this goal of somehow getting on Apple's radar for years and years, since the birth of this channel, since I worked at the Apple Store in 2011. And right now, I need to start packing my suitcase, packing my camera bag for what will be a trip of a lifetime. I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to live this life. I feel like I've been saying that a lot in the recent YouTube videos, but I'm just feeling more grateful than ever. And this week actually kicks off Q4, which should be the biggest quarter of the year for me, and also the busiest, chaotic, most hectic, but also some of the most fun. So if you guys see any videos that I drop, especially any partnerships or brand deals, it would mean a lot if you could drop some love on them. A comment, a like, a share, a repost, whatever it is. This stuff really does go a long way. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, drop it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Wow. Sorry, Andor. Ik zie het echt net pas, man. Ik was eventjes focused on work. Ik weet niet of je er nog bent. Ik kan natuurlijk geen timestamps zien, maar... I hope you're still here.
What's going on, guys?
Oh,
Welcome back to the
gelukkig.
channel. So in today's video, I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite
Ja, ik ben echt
topics,
al een
and
uur
that
en
is
10 minuten
camera gear.
online.
More specifically, what camera gear I'm using as a full-time content creator. Where I
En
shoot
ik ben
a ton
even
of long-form
druk bezig met
content
werk, dus
and
dat was
also
eventjes
short-form vertical
hyper-focused.
content, as well as a ton of photos
Maar
for
goed
not
dat je er
only
weer
my
bent.
socials, but also for my brand Lab Culture socials as well. I've been in this game a long time, so I've really kind of narrowed it down to what camera gear works for me. So I hope a lot of you guys will find this video kind of helpful. If maybe you're considering what camera gear you should try out, and also I'll kind of give you guys some suggestions on some things you can try out for yourself, or even what I would recommend. Now I think a video like this can be really helpful if maybe you're in the market trying to figure out what camera gear would work for you, or even just seeing how other
Is het wel een beetje
people
druk?
use their camera gear
Of,
in their creative workflows. And I also want to give you guys some suggestions along the way, what I'd recommend, maybe what I wouldn't, and what is important to me. And it's also just fun to see what other people are using, right? Now currently there's about 4 or 5 different cameras that I use depending on what my situation is or what my specific needs are. But the first one that we have to talk about is my main workhorse, the camera that I use for probably 80% of my work in total, maybe even higher than that, and that is the Sony FX3. So that is the main video camera that I use. I actually use it for a good amount of photos as well. But basically every single
Ja, dat is
YouTube video
altijd
you see,
shit.
this is the main camera.
Maar moet ze dan wel
Any
nog
vertical
gewoon
video you see
betalen?
on my socials, I would say 90% of the time it's also shot on this. Now I'm not going to go way too in depth on the FX3 in this specific video. I have a bunch of dedicated videos on the FX3 on my channel if you want to do kind of a deep dive. But this has been my main camera now for like 4 years. It's amazing in low light. It's super small. The 4K video out of it looks amazing. And it just does everything that I need for video without having to think about it too much. Now it's also the most expensive camera that I'll talk about in this video. So that's something to keep in mind. This definitely isn't the camera for everyone. But for someone like myself who I rely on this camera to pay my bills and the amount of money that I've made off of it using it for the past 4+ years, it without a doubt is one of the best investments of my entire life. But yeah, first up is the FX3. That's the camera body. And then also I'll share what lenses I'm using real quick. Again, I'm going to keep this somewhat high level, so if you guys want more specific in-depth stuff on any of the gear I talk about in this video, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll make a dedicated
dat is
video.
wel
But
lekker.
right now I'm actually filming on the Sony 16mm 1.8 lens. I've talked about this in some previous
Dat
videos.
is heel
I love this
lekker.
thing. It's so small. It's very lightweight. It comes in at a great price. That 1.8 looks amazing. And most importantly, it's small. It's been my main lens for vlogging and probably will be for the foreseeable future. Recently, I picked up this lens. It's very specific and a fun one to use. And that is the Laowa 10mm 2.8.
Ja, nou, er komt een nieuwe camera, geen Sony, wel een Canon.
I also
Deze.
did recently do an entire YouTube video on this one as well. Deze komt.
Canon C50, the FX3.
Ja, het is wel...
What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here. Welcome back
wel
to
heel
yet
nice.
another video. Today we are obviously talking
Nee, op zich valt het wel
about the
mee
new
qua
release
grootte.
from Canon, the
Kijk, ik heb ook
C50.
deze. Dit is een compacte vlogcamera, laat maar zeggen. En dan heb ik deze. Dit is mijn fotocamera, fotografie.
Probably seen the rumors
Deze.
online, whispers.
Deze
It's
moet
all
er
true.
helaas
It's
uit.
all real. Be it that this is the first video you've seen
Wel met,
or a different one that you were watching before
met
this, but
tegenzin,
it's here
maar
and it is
ja,
sick. The shape of
vanwege
this camera, the specs of this
privéomstandigheden
camera,
moet hij helaas
literally
eruit.
everything
Dus
about this camera is
dit was wel mijn holy
sick.
grail.
I am switching everything.
Dit is ook wel voor mij de camera der camera's. Alleen, ja, soms dan heb je bepaalde situaties waarin je concessies moet gaan maken. En dan moet er dus eentje helaas uit. Maar ja, weet je, het is voor nu even niet anders. Dan kan ik weer gaan sparen. Ja, het leven is taai. Vooral de afgelopen 2 jaar of zo. Vooral financieel een hele... wel zwaar. Vandaar dat ik ook moet downgraden, laat maar zeggen. Maar goed, uiteindelijk, als het straks weer allemaal goed is, dan kunnen we weer nieuwe gear gewoon kopen, behouden, zonder concessies te doen, zonder problemen. Dus het komt allemaal wel weer.
Yeah, does like 32 megapixels or... People always make fun of it. I use the FX3 or A7S3 for photos and it's 12 megapixels.
And no one notices.
And
though.
nobody cares.
No, I've never said anything.
Nobody ever is like, wait, is that 12 megapixels? Nobody can tell the difference ever. No, I
Ja,
just think, like, space is important.
dat zeker, dat komt ook wel weer.
Perfect little square package and it does epic cinema, epic video and epic photos. And OpenGate. And OpenGate. That's the best thing. Yes. That's what everybody wants to know. Are the gates open? And they're open. They're very wide open gates.
Yeah. That's why we have the anamorphic on it right now.
These are Atlas Mercury anamorphics, used in a lot of movies and stuff. Movie lenses. Now we're using them in the vlogs. There's a lot of anamorphics on the market right now. A lot of affordable
Ja, ik kom, laat maar zeggen, vanuit een faillissement. En dat is niet heel fijn, maar ja, op een gegeven moment dan zijn er niet echt meer uitwegen, laat maar zeggen. Ja, that's life, weet je, ik heb, laat maar zeggen, alles gehad en ja, op een gegeven moment raak je ook weer alles kwijt. En dat kan. Dat hoort er ook een beetje bij, maar ja, het is fijn is anders, laat maar zeggen. En als ik het
Canon, which is a surprise to me. I will say, Canon isn't usually the kind of company that does this sort of stuff. That was the first thing you said to me. Came in the office.
Als ik het anders had kunnen aanpakken, dan had ik dat een paar jaar geleden wel gedaan.
Even like the Sony should have done this so long ago and just put at least with software update made the FX3 open. I don't know why more companies aren't doing this. Like dumb down everything else if you need to. Like I don't know if you. I assume some recording formats and stuff don't work, like the full 60 frames per second or something like that. There's gonna be downsides. That's okay. I still want it. Just give it to me. Just give me the open. Just give it to me. It's just easy for you.
7K raw OpenGate, 4K 120, a bit rate that is to the moon and back. Like your computers will melt with this bit rate.
Ja, dat is wat mensen zeggen. Je bent nog jong, alleen zo voelt het niet altijd. En ik zal je zeggen, vorig jaar had ik alles qua gear. Ik had echt, nou, ik denk, tering veel gear. En uiteindelijk heb ik ook heel veel weg moeten doen. Omdat er allerlei shit betaald moest worden. En dan toen kwam de uitkeringsinstantie erachter dat ik weer zwart had gewerkt. En ja. Oh, maar dat mag eigenlijk helemaal niet, hè. Dus ja, nou dan moet je wel eventjes een deel x bedrag moet je terugbetalen. Want ja, dit kan natuurlijk niet. Dus ja, dat was echt zo van, really? Just trying to get myself back into work again, and yeah.
Uses a new version of the LPE6, the LPE6P. You can pretty much get a full day's shoot with about 3 batteries. Better than the R5C, that was like 13 batteries. Full-size HDMI port, full-size XLR ports, a new top handle, the body has been reduced.
Het ding was, weet je, ik liet het niet op mijn rekening storten. Ja, voor mijn gevoel was er niet echt een reden hoe ze erachter zouden
think what I love
moeten
so much
komen.
about this is the size of it. Because to this point, we've been using the I'm using the C80 right now. We use the C80 when we go on trips. And up until now, the size
Ja,
of the C80 is
ik
not
ben echt
bad.
wel...
It's not great,
voor
but
mijn
it does
gevoel heb ik het
take
heel
up
goed
a lot of
aangepakt. Maar op een
space in
gegeven
the
moment
bag. So when you're packing
kregen ze dat dus door of
go
zo.
for long periods
En
of
toen
time, you don't have a
gingen ze helemaal bij mijn huis ook posten. En gingen ze helemaal... Als ik ergens naartoe ging, dan gingen ze me volgen en zo. Ja, alsof ik een of andere meestercrimineel ben, weet je wel.
Now the difference is like I'll likely, truthfully, never shoot in 7K. I'm making
Dus dat was wel... toen ze dat zo zeiden van ja, we hebben je gevolgd. En ja, je bent niet altijd thuis. Hè. Waar ben je meer? Bij je vriendin of bij je moeder of bij je vader? Of, ja, want dat maakt wel uit ook vanwege de uitkeringen. Ja, weet je, die instanties zijn zo ruk. En ik zei, ja luister, als ik niet zwart had gewerkt en zo, had ik nou ook niet gewerkt. Ik zei, zo simpel is het, dan was ik nog helemaal niet klaar geweest om weer te gaan werken. Ja, dat boeit hun allemaal niet. Dus, ja, dus ze hebben me zelfs gewoon gevolgd en zo. Gaan ze op al je socials kijken en weet ik het allemaal. Dus ja, dat is wel gekke shit allemaal.
Thank you very much.
Let's bring it back.
Thank you very much.
That is the
Maar ja,
only spec
weet
I
je,
care about. 4K 120.
Sessa, het is wat het is. We moeten door.
But I will do it again.
When this thing is caged up, you have a good monitor on it, you're running audio, this is the perfect cinema camera to absolutely go and make movies. Without question. That's been proven with the FX3 and a lot of the stuff that it's been able to do. This is a better camera. You are going to need lots of hard drive space though.
There is one of those spots. Come on, I mean we knew it was coming. So just tell the people.
So it appears, at least from my first glancing, that if you want to shoot open gate, you do have to shoot in 7K. But you can shoot normal 16:9, which most people are shooting most of the time in 4K.
Yeah. So if you want to open the gates, get your body ready. Get your memory card ready.
The gates are massive.
They're big gates.
Very big gates.
The gates of Mordor, dude. Just open them up. What are those gates called in Lord of the Rings? The black gates? Black gates, right? Weren't we at those black
Hey, luister, als je klanten hebt die allemaal video's nodig hebben, hit me up. Dan, ik ben daar.
You can mount this in cars and vehicles in weird small places. It's letting you do all of those things that get for unique creative shots that you just can't do with something like a C80 or a C400 or bigger cinema rigs. You're getting that same quality, that same flexibility in a body that is half the size, with stats and features and mounts that are exactly what we need in a filmmaking space such as this. I think my plan is to actually stop using the R5 II, and I'm going to move over to the C50. Because this takes photos as well. But this is small enough with the flip out screen that I can still do vlog footage just as easily. This footprint is actually smaller than this one. Mind you, if I take the 15 to 35 off. Compare the body sizes here. Very comparable in sizes. I think the C50 is actually smaller than the R5. So with a 15 to 35 on this, or a 24 like I had it, or a 14, this ends up being exactly the same or smaller.
Appreciate it though.
So much
Appreciate it very much.
This is coming in around $38.99.
So in 24 frames per second, 4K, H.265, it is 135 megabits, which is much more reasonable.
More manageable.
That is manageable.
We can vlog with that.
If you're making YouTube videos, you're probably going to use that most of the time. So just so you know, open gates.
Open.
They're big gates.
And they're very much open.
Big gates when you open those gates. They're big. 17 times bigger than your normal gates.
Yeah. That's like the roof of the Skydome is opening up on a nice summer evening.
You just can't get over how big that is.
H.265, 1700? I mean, people are probably going to love that. Like, the people that need that quality are going to be like, this is insane.
Now, a few things we noticed when we were filming with this, with anamorphics on it, using the flip-out screen, it's very hard to see focus. Mind you, we were shooting a show in the dark, but I mean, that's a circumstance that a lot of people find themselves in, and it's hard to see. So you'll want an external monitor if you're going to be running anamorphics and doing any kind of like cage build-out or shooting things that you're trying to make filmic or cinematic and do run and gun documentary style footage and capturing those types of moments. An external monitor is absolutely something you want to invest in. This just doesn't cut it. I've never felt like these
Nee, is oké, joh, is oké.
are all that good.
TikTok
They articulate, they're
levert
useful
ook nog niet heel
for
erg,
chunking the
dus
frame, making sure. Battery life.
Weet je,
Some focus peaking and some
ik heb net een uur ook gewoon gewerkt zonder tegen iemand, ja, heel even, tegen Son en tegen Lisette heel even. Maar, weet je, uiteindelijk moet je uren maken. En dan kan ik maar net zo goed gewoon lekker de stream aanzetten en dan is dat ook prima zo.
I remember shooting the R5C video and Maddie and I went through at least 8 to 10 batteries within a 4-hour time period.
Ja, Dirk was er wel eventjes. Maar die zei, ik ben hier alleen even om hoi te zeggen. En dat ik er niet bij ben voor nu, dus ja.
Band is called Kaleo. He's an incredible artist. His name is JJ. And any time that we can spend together, be it that it's in Iceland or wherever he is on the road, we try to. I thought this would be a great opportunity to test out the low light of this camera, be it that he was playing a festival and he was the closing gig, so it was the latest, which meant I could actually test this in the dark. Wanted to go handheld, wanted to run the mic that's on board. This has no internal stabilization, and I turned off the stabilization from the lens motor. This was just raw. But it looks clean. Just following JJ through these corridors on his way to the stage looks good for not even having it on any gimbal. Just turning it on and walking behind. Got that Canon autofocus when you're using an RF lens, so I didn't have to worry about it not tracking. Now when we switched over to an anamorphic, obviously, that was a lot more difficult to shoot because this screen, like I mentioned earlier, is hard to see in the dark, especially when you're trying to pull focus and the lights of a show on stage are changing every 8 freaking seconds. But I think we definitely got enough to show off what it's capable of at night in a situation like this, which I don't find myself in all the time, but it's nice to push these cameras, and especially when you get them, see what they're capable of. That was our very first time using this camera. When you get stuff like this, they kind of just send it to you. You've got like a little brief that you get on with someone at Canon, you talk for 5-10 minutes, and then you just got to go figure this thing out yourself. So there are quirks and things that I'm going to be learning along the way. We get all the information that we can. I usually like to keep a notes app running while I'm using a camera like this so I can write down the things that I didn't like or the things that I did like. I loved how small it was. Running around with this in your hands all day, being able to get the quality with all the features that it has is so nice, opposed to holding a giant red or a C400 fully rigged out with cage and rails and anamorphics. That stuff gets heavy. It gets heavy. It's very hard to use with gimbals. It's hard to mount to stuff. When you have a setup like this, it's also less intimidating. If you're just sitting in a dressing room or you're following someone up the stage stairs, it's a lot easier to do with a smaller footprint than having a giant rig with you. I hope that was enough test footage. We didn't have much time with this. I plan to do more. So I would rather go do that now than continue talking about what I did with this the other day. So that is the C50 from Canon. It is sick. It destroys the FX3. It's my new star camera. It's going straight into my bag and I am going to go film more with it right now. So hit the like button if you like this
ja,
video.
wifi is altijd goed. Dat is pretty much de enige stabiele factor, laat maar zeggen, in mijn leven. En dat is op zich ook wel heel fijn. Als ik daar ook nog gezeik mee had, dan ja, dat was niet heel chill geweest. Heb jij al een partner dan? Of gewoon de happy single life? Of ben je op zoek? Kan natuurlijk ook. 9 jaar lang al een relatie. Of 9 jaar lang single. Oh, dat is wel lang, man. Dat is echt tering lang. Kijk, de wifi en ik zijn nou bijna 5,5 jaar samen. Dat vind ik wel echt insane lang. En helemaal in deze day and age, weet je wel, waarin iedereen eigenlijk relaties heeft en neemt. En bij de eerste beste problemen is het klaar. Kijk, we hebben ook problemen genoeg gehad. Maar uiteindelijk weten we wel dat we gewoon met elkaar verder willen en door willen. Dus ja, als je dat eenmaal weet, dan komt dat eigenlijk altijd wel weer goed. Dat is heel fijn.
Let me jump in here real quick because I
Dat
want to show
is
you
heel
Fropack
fijn.
4 in action on this photo right here taken with a Canon, starting with Blue's Clues, followed by Brooklyn, C41, Copper Tone, High C, Kaleidoscope, Mel Brooks, Saltwater Taffy, Thick, Tintype, and Wet Hot American Summer. But check this out. My all-time favorite from Fropack 1 is Skittles. With one click of a button, we go boom. But check this out. Exclusive and all new to Fropack 4, we've got 4 custom adaptive Lightroom presets that include Face Enhance, Full Body Enhance, Eye Only Enhance, as well as Background Blur. So look, if you want to speed up your raw workflow, give yourself a great starting point, or you're just tired of other people's presets sucking, ours don't suck. We've created 14 all-new custom Lightroom presets that you can check out right now at fronosphoto.com/Fropack4. While you're over there, you can play with the sliders to see the befores and the afters, and if you decide to pick them up right now, they are currently on sale. Or if you want to get the Grand Slam bundle that includes Fropack 1, 2, 3, and 4, and of course Skittles, you will save even more. Now, let's get back to the video. Since this is a cinema camera, it does shoot raw video. Now you know that I shoot raw photos, but do I shoot raw video? And the answer to that is usually no, because it's kind of unnecessary, but you do have the option to do it here. In terms of RAW, it does 7K 12-bit cinema RAW light up to 60p internally in the usual light standard and high quality options. Moving on to the autofocus, it has an updated version of the C80's dual pixel AF2 autofocus system that gives you people plus animals, and it has the same AF modes for stills that you always find when you are using Canon cameras, which are all fantastic. Now for video, which I'm not used to shooting a lot of cinema video, I thought the autofocus was incredible. When I needed to touch the screen, I could just touch the screen and it would lock on and track a subject, or for the most part, I was in whole area AF and it did exactly what I needed it to do. The autofocus was snappy and quick, and I loved it. As I mentioned earlier, you can use
Ik zie wel een
it as a
emote.
stills camera. Normally when we make our videos, we do all of the talking about stills and very little about cinema, except for the fact that this is cinema first with the options of stills. You can shoot 40 frames per second RAW with pre-capture. Now there's no shutter, there's no regular shutter built into this camera. They've done away with it and you only have an electronic shutter. But does that mean that the readout speed is super slow and you're going to get a lot of bowing of bats and balls or people? I will tell you, it wasn't as bad as I would have expected. It's gotten much better over the years, which leads me to believe, is this the sensor that we might see inside of a future R6 Mark III? I don't know. I don't know if it is, but maybe it is. And maybe they're doing away with the shutter, though I don't think they're going to do away with a regular shutter just yet, especially when it is not a stacked sensor. As expected, you have all of the cinema exposure tools like waveforms and vector scopes. You have user-imported LUTs, as well as other pro features like shutter angle, which helped me when I was switching between frame rates because I didn't have to change the shutter speed like I have to do on non-cinema cameras. Unlike the R5C, you have XC protocol support for remote controlling the camera in productions. The R5C didn't have Wi-Fi support in video mode. Well, this C50 has added that feature, so you can now use Canon's control app. So how much does this cost? $3,900. It has taken Canon a long while to come out with something that goes up against the FX3 and of course the FX2, which is newer. But the big question is, what is Sony going to come out with next? Because
Ik moet eigenlijk gewoon mijn hele Mac even leegmaken.
Will that put Canon really far behind? We don't know right now because that thing doesn't exist
En
as of
gewoon
yet.
even
But as someone who
clean
doesn't do a lot of
reset.
cinema shooting, I've shot my bowling show with an R1 and I've held the camera like this. I have to say, I really enjoyed using a cinema camera the way that it was designed to be shot. I had no worry about overheating. I had all of the features and functions that I needed. I liked that I could put a big screen on it externally and hold it differently, high or low, and use it the way that I needed to use it. And I was happy with the results that I was getting. For someone that doesn't use cinema very often, this camera was fairly easy to get pretty quick. Not in terms of setting up the menu, but once the menu was set up, knowing where the features were, just to get out there and shoot, I think I did a really good job. Now, of course, there's other features that I would like it to have, but if you wanted to have all those features, you got the C80. You want to go higher than that, you got the C400. This is in a good point, a good price point. They're giving you a lot of options, and I don't think they're going to stop here. I think they'll come out with more in the future. So I thank you guys very much for watching. Jared Pullen, FronosPhoto.com. See ya.
Ja, in het begin had ik daar ook wel een beetje moeite mee hoor, maar ja, nu heb ik echt zoiets van, ja, ik had het er gisteren met de wifey over en ja, zij is helemaal niet into gamen en streamen en snapt het ook niet zo goed, dus ze zegt van, maar je hebt social anxiety, maar je kunt wel, laat maar zeggen, tegen vreemden praten en zo en ja, gewoon op stream chill doen of zo. Ik zeg ja, dat is wat makkelijker. Ik zeg en kijk, ik praat gewoon met wat mensen en chill gewoon en ik doe gewoon wat ik normaal ook doe. Ik zeg ik game een beetje, ja, dat is het. Ik zeg ja, blijkbaar kan ik het hier wat makkelijker, laat maar zeggen, dan normaal. Ik bedoel, als je mij in een volle zaal zet waar je moet gaan socializen, zeg ik van, nah, let me just chill in the back with my drink en dan, maar dit, ja, je wil gewoon een beetje scheid hebben. Ik had gewoon zoiets van, fuck it. Laat me gewoon doen. En als het wat wordt, dan wordt het wat. En als het niks wordt, dan is het niks. Weet je. Iedereen droomt ervan om een fucking Don Kaaklijn te worden of zo. Of weet je wel, zo groot te worden. Ja, dat is niet voor iedereen weggelegd. Voor mij misschien ook niet. Maar ik heb zoiets van, weet je. Je leert wel mensen kennen. Dus ik heb Son zo leren kennen. Jou, Dirk. En nog een paar anderen. Ja, Don is... Kijk, ik check Don pas sinds een half jaar of zo. Maar ja, die man is wel een Nederlandse goat hoor. Hij is echt wel... Het is echt insane. En hij doet niet eens iets bijzonders. En dat vind ik dan nog bijzonderder. Dat hij gewoon 30.000 subs heeft. Gewoon... Ja... Ik vind dat wel heel tof. Ja, 100. Dat is het ook. En weet je, daarom heb ik nu ook zoiets van, ja, weet je, ik ga hier gewoon mee door. En als het komt, dan komt het. En ja. Als het niet komt, komt het niet. Simple as that. Ja, en daarom moet ik ook gewoon eigenlijk elke dag online gaan. Alleen dat is niet altijd haalbaar. Dus dan gewoon als ik kan, dan kom ik online. En gisteren kom ik natuurlijk best wel lang online. Nou, dit weekend kan ik ook wel. Morgen ga ik bijvoorbeeld ook wel lang online zijn, denk ik. Uren maken. Gisteren had ik toch wel bijna 5 uur of zo. Dat is wel echt insane lang. Nee. Ze begint het steeds meer te begrijpen, laat maar zeggen. Ook, laat maar zeggen, die video, dat ik die Charizard kaart pool. Toen had ze voor het eerst door van... Oké, dus dit is wat het met jou doet. Laat maar zeggen, zo blij als een klein kind en zo gelukkig. En ja, dat snapte ze in eerste instantie niet echt. En dat is ook wel lastig om te begrijpen als je er zelf niks mee hebt. Maar ja, steeds beter. Ja, dat ga ik ook wel zeker doen binnenkort. Als er weer een beetje stacks binnenkomen, dan mag ze ook een keer op stream packs openen. Oké, ik ga even boodschappen doen. Even de deur uit. Misschien kom ik straks nog even, maar dan moet ik even checken. Het was me weer een waar genoegen. Werk ze nog. Succes. En als je live kan gaan, moet je gewoon live gaan. Want ja, who cares? Ja, op een gegeven moment moet je het gewoon doen. Gewoon zeggen, fuck it. Gaat goed komen, gaat goed komen. Nou, tot de volgende. Ciao.